Good evening, guys, and thank you very much for being with me for this evening. And good evening to all into the room. Yeah. So I'll start from the this educational post. Yeah, I have just posted that educational on the trading view. Okay, so that I can give you an idea what this educational post mean is for all of us. Yeah. So you all guys can see that there are two patterns, yeah. Okay, this is the trend continuation pattern, and this is the trend reversal pattern. Okay, all right. So when we see this trend continuation pattern, it means price gonna continue to the upside, yeah. Gonna continue with the direction of the previous trend. Okay, and when we see this pattern, okay, and this pattern means that price is going to reverse into other direction. Okay, and the focus point on these two patterns are these 2 points. Yeah, these 2 points are really important to focus on. Okay, if you guys see some sign here at this point that price is just rising to the upside correctively, not rising to the upside impulsively, something like this, like the previous one, then it means price gonna fall down really aggressively once gonna hit this upper trend line or upper ascending broadening wedge trend line, yeah, and then gonna form a impulse, yeah, and then gonna form continuation pattern, which means price is going to reverse the previous trend. The previous trend is about to end, yeah, and going to reverse into the other direction, yeah. So this point, this part is really important. Okay, either this is a corrective part or impulsive part. Yeah, so you need to start from the the first rule, how to identify impulse and correction. Yeah, so the first practice we do in our training is to identify impulse and correction correctly. Yes, some traders use MACD for that, all right, but we focus on candles, on specific candles. Yeah, if we see large candles, then it means price is forming impulse. Yeah, if we see small candles, then it means price forming a correction. Yeah, and that correction can continue with the trend, the previous trend. Okay, something like your flag. If you see flag is a corrective pattern. Yeah, corrective trend continuation pattern. It means price gonna break to the upside or downside with the previous trend. Okay, so this pattern is not not an wave pattern. This pattern is not a wave pattern. Okay, not an Elliott wave pattern. Okay, but this pattern is, okay, this pattern is, Elliott identify this pattern as an as an expanding triangle, and call this trend continuation pattern. Yep, price continue with the previous trend. This is not a wave pattern. Okay, this is classic chart pattern. Okay, and Elliott do not identify this pattern. All right, so formation look like same of both patterns. Okay, formation is quite same, but they behave differently. They behave differently. Formation is look like same, like both like are expanding triangle, but behave differently. Yeah, so this classic chart patterns gives us an indication that price is going to reverse into other direction. Okay, and this pattern gives us an indication that price is going to continue with the previous trend. All right. This pattern forms with the divergence. When this pattern forms, this ascending broadening wedge, you will see your indicator going to point to you that trend is going to reverse into other direction. Okay, and when you see this kind of pattern, most of the time this pattern form against the indication, against the indicator. Indicator points to the other direction, but this pattern continue with the trend. Okay, sometimes when price come close to this point, at this point your indicator going to point out you that your indicator is neutral. Yeah, if you are using RSI, then going to give you indication that it is overbought and price going to continue to the upside. Okay, so this is really important. Okay, this pattern is classic chart pattern. So those who are trading on Elliott wave patterns, they haven't got the idea what is this. Okay, they don't know what is this. Okay, and how this pattern gonna behave. They haven't got the idea about this pattern at all. They only knew this pattern. Okay, and try to correct to the other traders. So problem is with them, with their knowledge. Okay, so you guys know these pattern and how these pattern behave perfectly. Yeah, those who are with me since last couple of months, they know how these pattern behave. So let's look at the example. Yeah, let's look at the example. So I'm just on my screen, on the other screen I'll let you know. Okay, so the first pattern first picture I'll show you is this. Yeah, if you guys remember this picture, when your New Zealand dollar was falling here at this point, and we were expecting that price forming a trend reversal pattern and gonna come close to this trend line. Yeah, I have that picture as well into my folder, and we were expecting that price gonna continue to the downside. Yeah, because we can see that there was a trend reversal pattern, ascending broadening wedge. Yeah, which means that price gonna reverse into other direction, and we traded on that wave. Yeah, okay, we traded on that pattern. Okay, so we can see that this pattern was a trend reversal pattern and was forming with the divergence. Yeah, and your indicator was pointing out that price gonna break to the downside and gonna continue into the other direction. Yeah, and same pattern was forming there. Okay, if you guys can see that same pattern was forming there, and I have shared this picture into the group and asking you guys that just look at this pattern. Yeah, it is forming same pattern again, and it can break to the downside. Okay, and the next picture is this. Yeah, here we got the next picture. All right, so you can see that. Yeah, the price rose to the upside at this level. Okay, so I was expecting that price gonna hold this top and gonna reverse into the other direction. Okay, sharply, because we can see that this is a reversal pattern, not a trend continuation pattern, something like your triangle, expanding triangle, which is trend continuation pattern. Elliott identify this as a trend continuation pattern, expanding triangle or expanding flat. Yeah, but didn't identify do not identify this one. Okay, so this is classic chart pattern. Okay, this classic chart pattern behaves in certain way. Yeah? Sometimes classic chart patterns tells you that price is going to continue with the previous trend, or sometimes classic chart patterns tell you that price is going to reverse into other direction. Okay, so both techniques are different, not the same. Yeah, the classic chart pattern and the wave Elliott wave theories. Yeah, both are different. So this pattern is classic, not wave pattern. Okay, so let's look at the price, where price went after forming this pattern. Okay, so you guys can see that both were trend reversal pattern. So here you guys can see that. Yeah, if I look at the 1 hour time frame, here the reversal pattern. Yeah, so the picture was showing something like this. Yeah, okay, So you guys can see that I was expecting price gonna test this place correctively. Okay, price tested that place correctively here, and I was expecting that price gonna form something like impulse and it's gonna continue into the other direction. Okay, so price did that, what I was expecting, impulse and continue to the downside. Okay, impulsively. All right, so this is trend reversal pattern. This is not an Elliott wave pattern or something like that. Yeah, so this is classic chart pattern. When we see this pattern, it means that price is going to reverse into other direction. So I have got a couple of other example of this pattern. Yeah, so I'll show you that, those examples as well. So we got the USDN. Here we got the USDN. Yeah, so you all guys remember this perfectly. Yeah, when price was forming this pattern, yeah, we were expecting that price can retest this if break to the upside. Yeah, and until hit my stop loss, I will not look for another sell. I'll hold my sell. Okay, and you guys can see that price tested the on the live market and then started to fall. Yeah, and hit me out and I sold again. Once price stopped me out, then I sold from the top again, and got this potential. All right, so if I look at the live, the live chart. All right, so this pattern behaves in a certain way. So this is a, this was the pattern. Okay, let me draw on this. This was the pattern. Okay, so what, let me bring the picture back to you guys again. Okay, here we got the picture. Yeah, see, I was expecting that price gonna hit this point and then gonna reverse into the other direction. All right, so this is a trend reversal pattern, not a trend continuation pattern. So i'll I'll share another picture. We got the New Zealand CAD trade as well in last couple of week, a couple of days. Yeah, you all guys remember this. Yeah, we were looking this pattern to sell at the top. Yeah, and we took that trade and was expecting that price gonna hit to this level, and once hit this level we're gonna look for the upside or to the downside breakdown. Okay, so this was also a trend reversal pattern. Okay, ascending or broadening wedge. Now let's look at the New Zealand and CAD. Okay, so here the pattern when it was forming. So if I look at the 1 hour time frame, so it's gonna be much clearer to look at the behavior of the price. Okay, so here is the pattern. Okay, so this is the 4 hour time frame, and this is the 1 hour time frame on the chart. Okay, so this is trend reversal pattern and this is trend reversal pattern. Okay, so this trend reversal pattern behave in a certain way once price hit the top and give us signal that price is going to continue reverse into the other direction. Okay, forming a couple of trend continuation pattern over there. All right, continuation pattern. So this is a classic chart pattern. This is not a wave pattern or yeah. So those who don't know about the classic chart pattern, they haven't got the idea how these these patterns behave. Okay, so now let's look at the continuation pattern, expanding triangle. Okay, so this is the triangle, expanding triangle. Okay, this pattern continue with the trend. All right, this pattern continue with the trend. This pattern forms when we see impulse on our reversal point. Okay, usually this pattern forms when price started to reverse from after completing a particular pattern and started to leave that reversal point and started to continue into the other direction. And this pattern form in that particular wave. Yeah, you guys can see that before that price was forming like an ending diagonal or ascending rising wedge, which gives us a signal that price going to reverse into the other direction. After that, then you can see price form an impulse and then form expanding triangle. Yeah, and giving us a clue that price is going to reverse into the other direction. Okay, so this pattern form when price is going to continue a trend. Okay, and that pattern form at the top or bottom. This pattern form within the wave. Okay, this wave pattern form within the wave. Okay, when a particular wave just begun, and that pattern form at the top or bottom. Okay, that pattern form with the divergence. We see, a strong impulse, a strong trend before that ascending broadening wedge. Okay, and that is the reason that pattern form at the top. But this pattern form within the wave when a particular wave just begun, and then this pattern has continue the trend to the other direction, or continue with the previous wave. Okay, so let's look at the price when this pattern was forming, where where price was going after forming that pattern. So this pattern was on the AUDCAD. Okay, so somewhere here. Yeah, you see this trend expanding triangle just continue after the formation. This was the picture. Okay, let me make my size a bit smaller. Here we go. You see, you guys can see that. Yeah, this is expanding triangle and trend continuation pattern. Okay, and that is trend reversal pattern. This pattern formed within the wave, so we can see that previous wave has just begun. The previous reversal, the previous trend just over. Yeah, price is going to move into other direction. Okay, so here is the next impulse. We can see that next impulse appeared here, giving us potential something like this. Yeah, so this is expanding triangle. Okay, that is trend reversal, expand ascending broadening wedge. So this is the main difference. One form within the, one forms within the wave and the other forms at the top or at the bottom, or with the divergence. You can see divergence within the pattern as well. Yeah, some as I have shown you on the New Zealand dollar as well, and New Zealand CAD as well. Yeah, New Zealand CAD, it was forming on the top, on the peak. Okay, so the other example I'll show you here. This is the other example. Yeah, this is another example for the expanding flag. Yeah, okay, so you can count this like A, B, C, D, or whatever you want. A, B, C, D, E, and then continuation. Yeah, whatever you want to call this, or whatever you want to name this. So naming does not matter. You guys can see that there was an impulse, after that impulse correction back, and then continuation to the other direction. This is the specific part which you need to identify. Either price is just pushing to the upside with correctively or impulsively. Okay, so buy point was here, and the continuation point is this. Yeah, you guys can see that this is not an impulse which is going to continue to the downside. This is correction which is going to continue to the other direction, to the upside. Okay, so MACD, you will see divergence on your indicator. When you see ascending broadening wedge is forming on your top, always your indicator gonna give you divergence or gonna give you overbought or oversold condition. Okay, but when you see this pattern, okay, this pattern will also form, you know, gonna show you divergence as well. Your indicator gonna show you divergence here at this point. But once price come close to the lower trend line or flat trend line, then your indicator mostly gonna give you an indication that price is going to rise to the upside. It means your indication gonna be neutral or overbought or oversold. So in this case, your indication gonna be oversold here at this point. That is the reason this is the best place to buy to the upside. And on other pattern, ascending broadening wedge, this is the best place to sell, because at this place your indicator also going to give you an indication that price is going to reverse to the other direction. And on this place, on this in this pattern, your indication also going to give you an indication that price is going to continue to the other direction. So that is the reason these two places are best to sell or buy on these two patterns. Okay, so if you want an example of the indicator, something like if you want MACD, then I can show you here. You can see on this picture. Yeah, so price impulse forming ascending wedge. So here is the point to sell. Okay, if you look at your MACD, then MACD was showing top here at this point. Okay, and showing divergence here at this point. All right. So basically MACD is showing that price is going to reverse into other direction, and you are looking for this wave or this potential, this much potential to the downside, and looking for sell here at this point. Okay. So you can see this behavior, this kind of behavior on your indicator when you see this pattern. Okay. So I hope everything is clear. Those who don't know about the classic chart pattern, they haven't got the idea what we do and what these trend line mean is why we draw a couple of trend lines on our chart. Okay, they haven't got the idea what are the classic chart patterns, and they just look at the MACD. How they identify? Let me give you an example. Yeah, how, for example, if we look at this. So basically this approach is lagging approach. This does not mean that you are a consistent trader and making profit consistently from the market. Yeah. So you are just expecting that your MACD is going to going into other direction, and you are just buying selling based on your MACD. Okay. For example, if we use this MACD, yeah. So here you guys can see that, yeah, something like this. Yeah, so your MACD is showing you divergence here at this point, and you just gonna connect this something like this. Yeah, and gonna call this ABC, something like ABC. Yeah, so this way we're gonna be A, and this gonna be B, and this gonna be C. Yeah, so basically you are, just drawing trend lines using your MACD, and and identifying your pattern on your MACD by looking at your identifying charts on your MACD by looking at your identifying chart on your chart, identifying pattern on your chart by looking at your MACD. Yeah, so here is the A wave and here is the B wave, and your MACD is showing divergence, and here is the C wave. So you're gonna call this that your wave pattern has just completed here. Okay, so basically you are predicting MACD, and when MACD gonna start the reversal, you have no idea. What you do, you just look at the trend line. Yeah, if price hit this trend line, then you will look at you're gonna look at the MACD, what level is it, and then gonna expect that price is going to move to the other direction. Yeah, so basically this approach is lagging approach. All right, so you have to $1,000 in your account, and you need to trade without stop loss for getting this much or something like that. Yeah, that because you haven't got the idea where is the bottom or where is the top. Okay, so I hope you guys understand what are the classic chart patterns, okay, and what are the Elliott wave patterns. So both are different, okay. So any question at this point, please let me know if still there is any question so that we can deal that question. Any question? So clear, yeah? What is the classic pattern and what is the, okay? What is the classic chart pattern and how that chart pattern behave, and what is the Elliott wave pattern or trend continuation pattern? Okay, so we use combination. Okay, so I think everything is clear. All right, thank you very much. Yeah, so we're gonna start from the dollar index. We all can see that price is forming a trend continuation pattern. Okay, so this trend continuation pattern behave in a certain ways, so it breaks to the upside with the previous trend. Okay, so we are expecting that this, okay, so we're gonna deal that with tomorrow. All right, so we're gonna look at the trade setup, John, so that we can cover the trade setup within next couple of minutes. Yeah, we haven't got enough time, so we're gonna deal them tomorrow, no worry at all. All right, so this impulse, you guys can see this impulse is really strong. Yeah, and this is trend continuation pattern, a corrective trend continuation pattern. Price has just broken up. Okay, and we are watching price action here at this point. All right, I have told you on that day as well, price may do something like this, may gonna open with the gaps in coming days and gonna continue to the upside. Yeah, so we are looking basically at the price action. What price action we're going to see? Either we're going to see a trend reversal pattern here at this point, and if we see trend reversal pattern, definitely price is going to reverse into other direction. And if we see trend continuation pattern, then price going to continue to the other direction, to the upside. Yeah, so we are basically watching price action. What we can see, if we look at the lower time frame, impulse is so strong. If we look at the daily time frame, impulse is so strong. Yeah, and price was running into this ascending channel. Yeah, okay, so when we look at the lower time frame, we gonna see a reversal pattern, something like 1 hour time frame or 4 hour time frame. If we look at the 4 hour time frame, we can see that there was a trend reversal, a classic trend reversal pattern. Okay, or ending diagonal, something like ending diagonal. Yeah, we can see this pattern, ascending a rising wedge. This pattern is a trend reversal pattern. Okay, so we have spoken about this as well in last meetings. Yeah, so you guys can identify these two are trend reversal pattern. Yeah, price just broken into other direction and continue to the downside and hit the channel line. We were expecting price gonna hit that channel line. Okay, if I'll show you on bigger time frame, so then I'm gonna much clear. Yeah, so the channel line was this. Yeah, we were expecting that price gonna hit this channel line, right? So trend reversal pattern form and hit the trend line and continue to the upside. Okay, continue to the upside. So again we can see there is a trend continuation pattern. So we need to look at, we need to look at this specific part, right? This specific part, what kind of formation we're gonna see there. Currently we can see correction. Okay, we don't see impulsive breakdown to the downside, something like this. I have spoken about this before as well. Yeah, impulse continuation pattern continue to the downside. Okay, so we need to look at this formation here as well. Clear breakdown, this trend reversal pattern, then continuation pattern, and then price gonna reverse into the other direction. Okay, I hope we're gonna get this formation in next week. If so, then it means this pair is going to reverse into other direction, and all other pairs which are, you know, against the dollar, they also gonna reverse. They also gonna get some strength against the dollar. All right, so this is the dollar index. So the next is Australian dollar and CAD. You guys remember that we were expecting this correction back. All right, so impulse form on once, you know, when price was here at this point, we were expecting that price gonna continue something like this, and we're gonna look for the sell setup for the longer term to the downside. Obviously you can buy for short term to the upside. Yeah, so the bigger trade, we're gonna look for the downside. If you guys remember that, we were looking sell at this point as well when price was hitting to the top. Okay, so the bigger trade is to the downside. Yeah, so the bigger trade can take a couple of weeks. Yeah, so hit the bottom, right? So you can get couple of trades into that particular wave. So the pattern we are looking is this. Yeah, everybody know about this pattern. Yeah, so this is the wave, this is the potential we are looking for. So we are on hold at the moment for this bigger trade, because we are expecting that price gonna form a trend continuation pattern back to the broken channel, ascending channel, then gonna continue to the downside. Okay, so at this point the sell entry gonna be a nice sell setup, a nice entry. Yeah, so if we look at the daily time frame, yeah, so this is the price action point at retest. Okay, and if price hold this point, then we're gonna look for the sell, or price breakdown before that sharply, then we're gonna look for the bigger trade to the downside. Okay, all right, so if I look at the lower time frame, on 4-hour time frame, we can see price is forming something like flag. Okay, but this flag is not a corrective. If we look at the daily, this flag is not a corrective. Okay, it seems to me that it is corrective on 4-hour time frame, but when we look at the daily, it is not a corrective. You guys can see that it is not a corrective. Okay, so this is the difference. This is not a corrective flag. Okay, this is impulsive, something like this impulse. Yeah, so it can push further to the upside and even can break the trend line as well. Okay, so be prepared for this. Be prepared for this. The price action point is retest. Okay, and don't jump into the market without any reason. Okay, without any signals or something like that, or some indication. Okay, so wait for the price to reach up to this level, and if price hold this trend line, do not break to the upside, then you can sell and you can place your stop loss behind within this structure, okay, or further upside for the much safer stop loss, and you can look for the downside. Okay, so no early entry. Yeah, keep waiting until you see a sign or indication to get into the market. Okay, so all you guys remember that how we can get into the market. We can get into the market based on the indication. Okay, and if we get into the market based on indication, so this technique is really risky. Yeah, because no one know where is this top, and price can hit you out from the market and then can continue into your direction. Okay, so this technique is really risky, and the next technique is based on impulse. If we see impulse on our chart, then we can join that impulse, and if you miss both of these two techniques of entry, then you can wait for the continuation pattern. So we can see prices forming a continuation pattern, we can get into the market based on this trend continuation pattern. Okay, so when we see continuation pattern, we use two techniques: risk taking technique and entry based on breakout. Okay, so price is just going to close to your trend line. Okay, we were expecting that. So on lower time frame, it is look like sharp flag to the upside. Okay, so if price break to the downside really aggressively, you can join. Okay, you can join. If break aggressively, you can join that continuation to the downside. Okay, if you enter based on this trend continuation pattern on your indication, then remember you are taking risk. Okay, because this pattern hasn't break to the downside and hasn't confirmed that price is going to continue to the other direction, but you are relying on your pattern, on your indication. Okay, your indicator is saying to you that you can sell somewhere here. Okay, but price can further push to the upside against your indication. So be careful when you are looking to get into the market based on your risk taking entry on trend continuation pattern. Okay, and if you see breakthrough, a sharp breakthrough this trend line, then you can join that impulse. Yeah, exactly, Michael. All right, so I have done this pair within within with the detail. Yeah, so everybody know this, we are tracking this pair since very long. Okay, because we are expecting that the bigger wave gonna continue to the downside. Okay, so we are something looking on this pair, something like this. Yeah, okay, something like this, like your expanding triangle. All right, we can see there is an impulse, and we're expecting that this is price forming a corrective, a wave, and corrective trend continuation pattern. We are looking for this wave for the bigger, for the longer run. Okay, so we are expecting that price gonna form top here at this point, and if price hold, then price gonna continue to the downside really aggressively. Okay, so if price come close to the top, okay, the short-term trade is this. Yeah, short-term trade is this is the short-term trade, but price can further push to the upside. Remember, this is not a nice structure, a nice pattern. I didn't mind pattern, something like that. You can see price is still in volatility mode. Yeah, it can go up and down as well. So the best place to sell is this. We're gonna look for the price action here at this point. Same like that when price was hitting at this point. So many of you guys remember that when price was hitting at this point, we were looking this. Okay, we sold. Some of you guys also sold for this potential. Okay, so again, if price do not continue for this much, then it's gonna come up to this level. Then again, we're gonna look for this and even breakdown of this trend line to the downside. Okay, so at least you're gonna get this much if price come up to this level. Right, So if price do not come up to this level and break down this, let me make it clear, and break down this sharply, something like this, yeah, then you can have this trade as well, or even break down. Okay, but volatility is still in force. Okay, so let's look at the next. I think you guys know that what pattern formation is this. Okay, anyone can tell me what classic pattern is this? This is a classic pattern, classic chart pattern. Okay, all right. Anyone have idea about this? Yeah, hit and run reversal. We all can see price was pushing to the upside correctively, then started to rise aggressively to the upside. Okay, so the next trade is this. Price will come, definitely gonna come, at least come close to this trend line if rise up to this level. If price rise up to this level, then definitely price going to come up to this level. Even it can break to the downside as well. Yeah, so this is hit and run reversal. Price is just pushing to the upside. All right, so wait for the impulse on your lower time frame before getting into the marking. Okay, so price still into the something like this. Yeah, flying here at the trend line. Okay, so let's look at the lower time frame. Okay, so playing something like that. Yeah, last week we were expecting this formation. We were expecting last week. Okay, so we were expecting this formation, that price can break this pattern to the upside and can come up to the trend line, can break this pattern up and can come up to this trend line, and then started to fall. We found that trend continuation pattern. We knew that price broke into the downside impulsively and can continue to the downside. We were looking for the further downside, but when price changed the pattern, then we were thinking that price further can come up to this level at this point. Yeah, and some of you guys closed their trade, and those who are looking for the longer run, they were out on the break even. Okay, so again we need to look at the solid signal here. Don't try to get into the market early. Yeah, so top hasn't defined yet. Wait for the clear impulse, like something like this, then you can join that impulse or continuation pattern for the downside. Okay, upside is limited. Upside is limited. Okay, upside is limited. Upside is limited. It has to fall. It has to fall, and you guys need to get that fall. Okay, so if we look at the lower time frame on this pattern, you guys can see that it is forming something like a trend continuation pattern. Okay, this is something like trend continuation pattern formation, something like triangle. Okay, so price can come up to this. I told you last week that price can rise from at any point from this zone. Yeah, it has just rose back, and we were expecting that price gonna form something like this. Yeah, yeah, price can come up to form, price can form a trend continuation pattern, then gonna come up to this level, and you can buy for the longer run from this point to the upside. Okay, we did not see this formation. What we can see here on this chart, this formation. Okay, we can see this formation, and price has just broken the corrective wave. Okay, and it can come up to this level. Okay, we are looking for this potential as well, and once price gonna hit this, we're gonna look at the price action and gonna look for the longer run to the upside. Okay, and price even can break this point and even the channel line. Okay, everybody remember that there was a channel line. Yeah, So this is the bigger formation. Okay, so the formation, bigger formation is this, and the smaller formation is this. All right, so we're gonna look for the buy here up to this level. Okay, we're gonna look for the price action here at this point. All right, the corrective wave is about to complete. The trend continuation pattern is about to complete. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the next. So this pair is also forming a trend continuation pattern. We were expecting that price gonna form a trend continuation pattern. Okay, if your dollar index continue to the upside, do not form an impulse to the downside, that it means this gonna break to the downside as well. Okay, and if your dollar index break down with sharp impulse, then it can push to the upside, further to the upside. Okay, something like this. Yeah. Okay, so it can push to the upside. So let's look at the lower time frame for the trend continuation pattern. Yeah, it is forming a trend continuation pattern. All right, it can further push to the upside. If you look at your indication is not showing breakdown to the downside yet. Yeah, your indication showing that price can push to the upside further. All right, so for the shorter period of time, you can look for the short term, for the short term trade on your lower time frame. Yeah, up to this level. But be careful. Yeah, this pattern is forming against the indication. Yeah. Okay, this pattern is forming against the indication, your indication showing that price gonna push to the upside. All right, so don't try to get into the market early. Wait, let's your indication gonna give you some indication that it is going to break to the downside, then look for the risk taking entry. And if you miss that risk taking entry, then look for the breakout. Okay, so the bigger trade we are looking to the downside, so keep in mind dollar index as well. Let's look at the next. So chief yen gonna break down. Okay, we are still short on this, so it has to break down. We are relying at the moment on this. Okay, so some of you guys just getting into the market without break on based on indication. Remember, if you are selling based on your indication, then you are taking risk. Okay, so top hasn't defined yet until we see impulse or breakdown, at least breakdown of this trend line. If price break down trend line, then it's going to confirm that it is going to reverse into the other direction. Okay, so this trade will come. Okay, so we will catch this trade. We're not gonna miss this trade. Obviously, we are tracking this pair since very long. Yeah, and currently we can see price is just showing some sign here respecting this impulse starting point. All right, although price has just broken the descending channel. All right, so we will look this formation. We will look this formation breakdown, continuation, and then next impulse. Okay, so if you see some signs here at this point, some impulsive sign, you can join something like this. Yeah, if you can join the impulse. Okay, so be careful. Okay, because price can push to the upside from this trend line again as well. The wave is corrective, it has to break down. It has to break down. It can't continue to the upside the way it is doing. It can't go far away. Yeah, so we will catch this trade. Cat chief. Okay, so if you guys remember that I told you that I have seen us a nice impulse on lower time frame. Yeah, here at this point, yeah, and after that I can see price respecting this starting point and just broke into the downside, yeah, but the break to the downside is not sharp, yeah, so be careful, yeah. So look for the continuation pattern, then look for the downside if you are not in, yeah, and place your stop loss just outside the structure, not within the structure. Okay, so this pair is just playing amazingly, yeah. We sold here, here, buy here, bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here. Okay, so now we are looking for this, and even it can break to the downside, something like this, yeah. All right, if we see clear violation of this point, then price need to break the upside clearly, yeah, with strong candles, not correctively. If price break to the upside correctively, then remember it can fall back again into this channel, right? So price need to break through impulsively, then gonna give you a trend continuation pattern, then gonna continue to the upside, which does not seems to me, which does not seem to me that it is going to happen anytime soon, right? So we're gonna look for the downside. You guys know already how we can get into the market once we get the price on our reversal point. So again, this pair is same like your other yen pairs, yeah. So the trade we gonna look for is this. Okay, this does not mean reversal has just begun. Okay, this is a corrective wave to the upside. All right, it will break down. We will look for the impulse and continuation to the downside. So this can come up to this level, this trend line. Okay, we're going to look for the reversal at this trend line, or even before that if we see breakdown with impulse and continuation to the downside. All right, so this is the bigger structure. Okay, impulse, continuation, impulse, continuation, impulse, continuation, correctively continuation, yeah. And this is look like impulse, but your indications are going to be exhausted within this zone, or under this trend line, yeah. Your indication going to be exhausted at this point, or your impulse is going to be exhausted within this zone, yeah. So it will fall something like this. Okay, so we will catch this trade. All right, so it does not seem, I'm not expecting that it will keep continue to the upside. I'm not expecting that, something like that, yeah. It has to come down here, and then your indicator gonna form a divergence, at least at this point. Then your indicator gonna form a divergence, and then you may look for the longer run to the upside. But the bigger picture is something like this, yeah. Something, the bigger picture is something like this, yeah. The bigger trade gonna come into that direction. Okay, so we are looking for the bottom here again. Price gonna retest that, and then we're gonna look for the upside if price hold this bottom. All right, so we are looking for the short-term trade for the downside. It will come down, it will come down. It can't continue the way it is doing at, almost on all yen pairs. So EuroCAD, watching for the trend reversal pattern at the bottom. You guys can see that if we do not see continuation to the upside, Remember guys, we can see there is a reversal pattern there, yeah, and price has just broken that correctively. And if we do let's see aggression to the upside, then what price gonna do? Price gonna fall like this. I'll give you an example by showing pound and Australian dollar so that you guys can understand. Okay, so something like your expanding triangle price may form your expanding triangle. Just be ready for that. You guys know that when your reversal channel change its formation, then what is next formation it may form? Yeah, it may form something like your trend continuation pattern, and if so, then how your trend continuation pattern like expanding triangle behave. Yeah, so it can come up to this and then can continue to the downside, right? So just be prepared for this point. Okay, pound AUD. I hope you guys are not bored yet, yeah, and just enjoying this meeting. Yeah, all right. So something like if you guys, let me bring the daily first. Yeah, I think on lower time frame. The formation was on lower time frame. Here, yeah, I got that. Okay, so we were looking by here at this point. If you remember that, if you guys remember that we were looking by here, we got the channel, reversal channel, yeah. Okay, we were expecting that price gonna break out this channel aggressively to the upside, then gonna continue to the upside, yeah. This is this was the reversal channel, yeah, but we did not see that formation. Price broken out correctively, then started to form a correction, yeah, and then broken down to the downside. So this is really possible. This formation is really possible on EuroCAD. Okay, all right. So if price continue correctively to the upside, then just be prepared for the breakdown. Okay, and if you see aggression here and corrective pattern, then we're gonna look for the upside. Okay, so currently we are watching for the price action at this point. We can see price just form the reversal pattern, okay, and broken out that pattern, but broken out it correctively, not impulsively. Yeah, so it can change its formation. It can form triangle, expanding triangle, which is trend continuation pattern. Okay, if this wave is corrective, then it can continue to the downside. Okay, so if we see this, let me make it clear. Yeah, and if we see this corrective wave to the upside, then impulse, then you can look for the continuation pattern here at this point. If you guys remember that I have shown you this pattern as well on pound and dollar. Yeah, so just be prepared. Price is just showing some action here. Okay, and euro, pound here. Here price is running into the reversal channel, still reversal channel. Yeah, I spoke about this into the meeting on that day with detail. Yeah, so still correction. Okay, so this is the point where you can see some impulsive signs. Yeah, at this point price was just corrective, and this is the impulsive sign where you can see impulsive price form an impulse, something like this, that it means it can break to the upside and continuation to the upside. Yeah, and if price do not break, holding this point, yeah, then it can come up to this point. All right, so something like your reversal channel. Yeah, so we again gonna look for the, so what we are drawing, we are buying every time when price hit this point. We look at the price action here, and if price do not continue, then we close, then look for the downside. Again, bought close looking for the downside. Again, gonna look for the buy here, and if we see impulsive sign, then price gonna break to the upside. We will hold our trade for the longer run to the upside. We are making some small profit within this corrective channel, yeah. Okay, so price still within the channel, and you can buy sell within that channel for the short period of time. If breakout the upside with strong impulse, you can hold your trade. So same formation here, price is just playing under the trend line, yeah. Okay, so the trade is similar like CAD yen, chief yen. Okay, trade is similar. Wait for the breakdown. I'm gonna look for this trade playing under the trend line. Price can come up to this point. Remember the impulse starting point. Price can come up to this trend line, this impulse starting point, yeah, and then it can break to the downside. We are waiting for the breakdown. We're not gonna miss this trade almost on all yen pairs. All right, so Euro USD is just forming a corrective pattern at the bottom, you know, still forming like your channels, same like your AUDCAD, but showing some sign that it may reverse to the upside from this point. We're not gonna look for the buy until we see some impulsive sign. There is no impulsive sign at the moment. Correction, trend continuation pattern, again correction, trend continuation pattern. It can break down, all right, and even can break down further to the downside. All right, if we look at the weekly, the the pattern is same, yeah, like dollar index, right, like dollar index. The candlestick pattern showing that there is a doji, something like that, on weekly time frame, yeah. It can break down, so be prepared for that. We're gonna look for the price action on lower time frame. We are watching price action. Either we're gonna look for the upside or downside. All right, so currently price is just forming continuation pattern. You guys can see that, yeah, continuation pattern, corrective continuation pattern. John, you know this pattern well, yeah. I think you know this pattern. Okay, when this pattern was forming, you sold for this much, yeah, yeah. So again you can sell for the shorter period of time. So be careful, yeah, when you look for the sell, be careful. You are selling against the bigger time frame indication, and price is just playing on reversal point, yeah. It can break up at any time aggressively to the upside, so keep this thing into your mind. All right, when you are looking to sell, so this thing, okay, keep this thing into your mind. It can break up at any time to the upside. Okay, so be prepared for this aggressive move. If so, then you need to look at the buy. You need to look for buy. Okay, you need to look to join that impulsive wave to the upside, and if you miss that, then look for the continuation. Okay, because you are looking to hold your trade for shorter period of time. All right, so be careful. And pound Australian dollar, almost across the board on all pound pair you will see a reversal channel, a reversal channel. I have shown you on euro pound, and here you can also see it can come up to this point, and if so, then we're gonna look for the bigger trade to the downside. Obviously, if you see, you can buy for this much, but this is really risky to buy. The good trade is here to sell for the bigger trade. Okay, and you can hold that trade for longer run, and also you can add some small trade within this wave to the downside. All right, the bigger structure is look like something look like this, yeah. I'm expecting that price gonna form a reversal channel. Okay, So we are looking for this trade as I have shown you on Euro USD, same pattern, but that pattern is forming on your reversal point. Okay, we got the flat channel and price is just playing at the lower trend line. It can reverse back within that channel or can break down to the downside. We are watching for the price action. Okay, so this is the trend reversal pattern forming. We are looking for the downside, the bigger trade to the downside. Okay, the whole move is corrective. This is not impulsive, it can't go beyond that. Okay, so I think your indication gonna give you nice sell setup here for the downside. All right, and if price do not form lower low, then it can, at least it can come up to this point, yeah, and then can test this and then can go back again. All right, so we will look at this point once price gonna come up to this point, right? So if price do not come up to that level, the level we are watching, okay, the current pattern was this, yeah, which has just broken down and has changed something like your rising wedge or ending diagonal, yeah, but we don't count way within that ending diagonal, yeah. So okay, so price can come up to that level, right, and can form your channel, so changing pattern. And if do not come up to that level, so you guys need to watch a sharp impulse to the downside. Okay, so this is not a sharp impulse, this is a corrective wave, all you can see, and price can break through to the upside. Impulse is this, yeah, and this is also a corrective wave, this is not an impulse. Right, so impulses are here something like this, yeah, so it can break through and can come up to this level, and if so you can buy for this shorter period of time, yeah, to the upside, at least up to this level, at least up to the top, yeah. All right, so let's look at the next, yeah. Almost I have shared this picture into the group and also updated on the idea. It can come up to this trend line. Okay, this is a corrective pattern and the whole wave is corrective, not an aggressive. You guys remember that we were looking for buy somewhere here when price was playing here. At this point we were looking and close on break even, and price can come up to this level. Obviously you can buy if you understand and you want to grab this potential, this much potential, you can buy, yeah. But the price action area is this, yeah, for the bigger trade to the downside. The whole wave is corrective, not aggressive. The aggressive wave is this, and we are looking for this. This is your impulse, this is corrective wave, and gonna break to the downside. Almost all pound pair are forming corrective wave to the upside and gonna break to the downside. All right, so we were expecting this wave already at the bottom. Okay, so here is the trade I'm looking for, same like your other yen pair, yeah. So correction has an end yen, yeah. the whole the whole area is corrective, the correction, yeah, impulse is here at this point. So we are looking for the downside. Price not gonna continue to the upside aggressively the way it is doing. I'm not expecting that. It has to break down. All yen pair has to break down, and they will break. They will break. Yeah. So the structure is something like this. Yeah. Okay. Although we can see there was a sharp impulse here at this point. Yeah. Okay, but we can see after that price just started to form a corrective wave to the upside, something like your ascending broadening wedge, and that is trend reversal pattern. If price hold this, then it will have to come down. Okay, it will have to come down, and we are looking for this wave. And if we don't get the bottom here at this point, at least we're gonna get this much. At least we're gonna get this much. And in that case, price gonna form something like your expanding triangle. And if it is going to continue to the upside. Okay, so at least price can come up to this point. Okay, then gonna continue to the upside. And if we don't see this formation, then it has to break out to the upside clearly, then gonna give you continuation pattern, then gonna continue to the upside. Okay, so I'm not expecting this formation, although it may form, but I'm expecting this formation. Okay, and if we look at the lower time frame, price still playing within the reversal channel. Yeah, the pattern I have just spoken about at the start of the meeting, right? So just pattern extending itself, yeah, extending, but still within the structure, still within the pattern. If we look at the lower time frame, we can see there was a nice short, nice impulse, and after that price was forming a trend continuation pattern. Okay, I have shown you this pattern on that day into the meeting when it was forming, and told you that it may break to the downside. Yeah, this pattern may break to the downside, and broken to the downside. No, we are relying on this as an our impulse, yeah, and looking this as a corrective pattern. And if price keep doing like this, not push to the upside, then it will gonna break to the downside. Obviously you can, of course you can sell the breakdown, and you can try to get this much or even beyond that. All right, and if do not break, then it will push to the upside again. Okay, then we're gonna look for the pattern formation here at this point again. Either price is going to continue to the downside or what else. All right, so everybody know the what pattern was there when it was forming on that day. Okay, the corrective pattern. And also you guys can see that this is a trend continuation pattern to the downside. Okay, it can break down, it can break down, and if break to the downside, so try to get into the market. Okay, so if you sell here at this point or sell here at this point, then remember you are selling against, you are selling based on your indicator or based on your pattern. Okay, it can further push to the upside, stop you out, then gonna break to the downside. Okay, so use reasonable stop loss if you are looking to sell on this. Yeah, and if you are selling and using tight stop loss, then be careful. Yeah, it can push further to the upside, gonna stop you out, and then gonna continue to the downside. Yeah, I think enough. We're gonna look for the further pairs into the Monday meeting. Yeah, and we look at them on detail with the detail. Yeah, any questions so far, please let me know so that we can deal that. I hope you haven't got any question, because you guys are drawing well. Now you guys understand what is classic technique and what is wave technique. Yeah, all right, what is wave, yeah. All right, any question, guys? Any question, please? No, thank you. Yeah, so please try to focus on your structure drawing. Yeah, structure drawing is really important. By structure drawing you understand what pattern is there. Okay, what pattern is there, and if you will repeat that by identifying that pattern again and again, you will get the idea how these patterns behave. when they form their price goal. Okay, so try to do practice as much as you can. Draw a structure on your chart. Try to identify. Try. The really important thing is try to identify impulse and correction correctly. These two specific parts are really important. Okay, so try to identify correction and impulse correctly. All right, all right, guys. Thank you very much for being with me. Yeah, I hope this meeting gonna help you a lot. Yeah, and gonna give you some nice trade setup in the coming week. Yeah, thank you very much for being with me. See you into the group and see you into the meeting tomorrow as well. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Have a great night and good morning, some of you guys. Thank you very much for being with me. Yeah, bye.